Peekaboo! Hi everyone. Are we live and the music is still going? It's Shane here, and I am starting this Friday coven out a little bit messy. I'm gonna make that okay. It's always okay. Everything is okay, especially this. All right. It's the Friday coven. It's been a little while since I showed up here, and who cares? I mean, maybe you do. I definitely do. And it was definitely not easy, but there were some weeks that I just couldn't show up. And that's part of it. Okay, so welcome. Today, I'm calling all the people that are needy and those of you who have needs, which is everybody. So, first of all, I want to normalize and give permission for everybody to not only have needs, but know that their needs need to be met. And it's uncomfortable. And it usually brings up all kinds of um, self consciousness, right? Like, who wants to be needy? Needy is not cool. It's not sexy. It's not cool. Ugh. Here's the thing though, and this is the Friday coven. So we gather here Fridays, unless Shane is having needs that are not being met, and then we don't meet. But basically, we have been in my groups, in my one-on-one sessions, really talking about what it takes to have an interesting life and what it takes to feel like an icon. So I have officially named the method I use, which I've been using since forever, and it's the unconventional icon. And a lot of the work that we do here on this coven and in the all the places is we use unconventional ways. So self-care, bullshit. Mindset work, bullshit. It's those things where everyone gets a blanket of like, go do self-care. But actually, if you're doing self-care for a part of you that isn't getting their needs met, then you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your energy. So let's start at pretty much the beginning. We all have needs, and everybody's needs are different, but they're based on, I'd like to use Maslow, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's some scientific shit that's amazing. But here's the thing about it. We have different parts. We have an inner child, we have inner masculine, we have all these different parts. And when our different parts have needs, we can't just fulfill needs from other parts. So let's get specific. Let's use me. So I have not been showing up for Friday Coven. And I was feeling depleted in a lot of ways. There are a lot of things that were making my inner child really scared, really tired, and really and malnourished. And so when it came time to 4 o'clock, I was like, I can't move, I can't breathe, I'm tired, and I don't want to be seen. So if you think about a little kid and they're like, leave me alone, that's what was happening. And so if I put myself to go get a massage, or if I took myself to go take a bath, my inner child is like, I don't want that. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel alone. I want to feel hiding. This is my inner child. So, welcome. I'm Enchantress Shane. If you're new to my world, I want you to know that the inner child, your inner child, my inner child is very fucking important. And I'm starting to record these basically on demand trainings so that you can have access to this all the time. And so, if you're interested in working with your inner child, because no success can happen, no joy can happen, no pleasure can happen unless your inner child is nourished. Even sex with your friends, whatever that means to you, or even dates, business, creativity cannot happen unless your inner child is paid attention to. It's just a fact. So when people say, "Oh, go do self-care," it's like that you're missing the fucking point. It's like if there's a starving homeless human being and you're like, "Do you want truffle oil?" They're like, "Whatever the fuck. I'm malnourished. I need bread. I need a crumb. I need anything." So when you give yourself the instruction, or some coach or somebody says, "Go do self-care," it's like missing the part that needs care. And sometimes that care is as simple as taking a nap. It's as simple as taking out a piece of paper and doodling. It's as simple as looking back at your high school yearbook or your childhood pictures. It's as simple as just giving a little hug to a dog. So this is actually the first stage of Unconventional Icon, which is being able to listen to your inner child in real time is the goal, and really tune in so that you know what he or she needs in that moment, and either you give it to yourself or you ask someone to give it to you. And if you try to ignore it, or you try to pretend that there's no neediness, what happens is you end up projecting that neediness on someone else, usually the person that you love the most. And then you say that they don't care, or they're not doing the right thing, or they're ignoring you, or they don't get you. But actually, it's the little inner child that's saying, "Help me." Now, the more specific you can be about the need that you have, then you can get that need met. So this is about going from needy to knowing. And being needy is totally normal, and it never feels cool. But if you know what you need, and then you can ask for it or give it to yourself, that is very fucking cool, because then you can move on. So a lot of people spend their whole lives never paying attention to their inner child. And a lot of people blame a lot of things that are outside themselves. Like, "Oh, the world is crazy. My boss sucks. My husband sucks. My kids suck. My business sucks." But actually, all those things suck because your inner child is running amok. And he or she is running the show. And you don't want a little kid or your inner child running any show, because they don't have the tools, they don't have the wherewithal to remember that other people are in their own shit, and they think everything is about them. So if you think about little kids, and this is my background, this is my master's degree, it's childhood psychology, it's early childhood education, it's behavior. Little kids are like, "Me, me, 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 me." And so we all have the inner child in us. Now, this is not about your childhood. This is not about your childhood experience and your mother and your father. This is how you remember your childhood, plus your life experiences together. So this is not like, "Oh, my dad didn't understand and so blah." No. This is your inner child that right now, I don't want to get too off topic, but relies on the divine father, the divine mother, who are unconditionally loving and who also reside within you. And let me tell you something. When we work together, there's like different ages of the inner child, but I'm not going to get into that too. What's up, Monica? So when you have, oh, perfect timing. When you have a friend that understands inner child, you might be like, "Let's have a camp day. Let's draw together. Let's hop on Zoom and make art together." Like, the inner child can be satiated. And if he or she isn't, they try to show up on your dates. They try to run your business. They try to be in your relationships. And that looks like a lot of needs being projected on others with no specificity on what they can do. And then you might hear somebody saying, "I'm not a mind reader," or you might feel like people are avoiding you, or you might feel like everyone's mad at you, or you might feel like nobody likes you. Now, I've had experiences of my inner child getting on the phone with potential clients. And let's say I had a day with 3 potential clients and everybody said no. Well, that will trigger my inner child to be like, nobody likes me. But that's the languaging I have to start learning. I have to start listening. So that's what I teach, but that's what I know for myself too. It's not like my inner child is done taken care of, bye-bye. She constantly shows up and tries to be like, well, everyone knows you are trying to do something. So why don't you stop it? Like, she's so mean when her needs are not met. Now, on the flip side, we want our inner children to be taken care of because they are full of joy. They have ideas, they have introspection, they have visions, and they are visionaries of what's possible. So if you think about your most favorite ideas, they don't come when you're like in a serious place and you're like, okay, let me take out the paper and draw, or just make a list. Like to-do lists, nobody likes them. But when your inner child is like, oh, I want to make a movie, I want to skip down the block, I want to garden. If we give them what they need, if you can be really clear in asking for that, and then you do it, they're not going to have tantrums. And so when our inner children are having tantrums, life feels hard. Oh, here we are, Ulysses. Oh my goodness, I hadn't seen all these comments. Hi, everyone. So I'm back. I took a couple of weeks off because my inner child's needs were not being met, and I just couldn't open my mouth and get on video, at least on Facebook, on Fridays around 4. So here I am. So I would love to know, if I gave you an offer, if I told you I could teach you how to pay attention to your own inner child, and you could stop blaming your husband, you could stop blaming your wife, your partner, your dog, your kids, your business, the economy, because that little inner child, they love to blame other things and other people outside their bodies. The weather. Oh, the weather sucks. Can't do shit. Oh, yeah, that guy, yeah, he's a loser. When you're blaming other people, that's a red flag that your inner child is having needs that are not being met. And again, I'm not going into the inner teenager or the inner little child. They are different. They do have different needs, but let's just keep it very simple for now, because this is not simple stuff. And the truth is, like any kid, the inner child needs attention every day. Here's the cool thing. The more you self-actualize your inner child, the less amount of time they will tantrum. The less amount of time they will keep you stuck, blaming, hating, annoyed, frustrated. We don't want them to go away. We don't want them to stop doing those things. We just want to be able to name it and see it. My inner child loves shopping. I need this. But I'll tell you something. My inner child wants to buy nail polish and crystals and all these things, and that's great. Except I have a house of abundance with so much of that shit. My most integrated self, and you can answer this question for yourself, is my most integrated self wants to buy buildings, not fucking nail polish. Like, I have so many nail polishes. So in one sentence, in one conversation, your inner child might be spiked up with something, and your most integrated self. And it's really about the dance of keeping all of our inner parts in homeostasis, so not one is running the show. And so we have this integrated self of like, oh, I have needs. I'm human. Let me find out what they are. Let me see if I can meet them or ask for someone to be met. And sometimes it's just so simple, like, can you make me a sandwich? Now, if you live alone like I do, having someone make you a sandwich involves scheduling and shopping and this and that. But if you can enlist some people, like I have a quorum of friends that I can call upon and be like, yo, can you come fucking make me a sandwich, clean my side yard? You can even hear it in my voice. It's a little different. So getting to know that part of you is, it's not even the key to success. It's the fucking door, the key, the lock. If you don't know your inner child, if you have not spent time actualizing the inner child, then your life will feel small and hard and challenging and not fair, and you'll think people don't like you, or you think that you're right all the time and people are wrong. Nice to see everyone. So that's the topic for today. That's the thing I've been talking about. I put up my accountability, not at all. Nope. It's called Acuity. If you want to schedule your unconventional icon clarity session, and what this is we'll spend 20 minutes with your inner child, figuring out what the fuck. And then if you want to explore what it's like to work with me, we'll do that for the last 10. And then that's it. It's like the best thing ever. Ooh, I stuttered a little there. Yeah, it's like my inner child just wants to play with your inner child. And, there is money involved. There is time involved. There is energy involved. And if you're in a place where you're comfortable feeling like shit, it's going to feel uncomfortable spending time, spending money, spending energy on working with yourself, because you're in this place of comfort, but also stuck. So it's a really interesting dichotomy of, I want to feel better. And maybe you've read a bunch of books, or maybe you watch a lot of YouTube channels, or you sign up for every free fucking thing, but your life doesn't change. Well, that's a really good way to teach your inner child that they need to be fixed. Right? So if you're the kind of person that's like, oh, I'm broken, I have to fix myself, it's not about fixing yourself, right? Because that's like healing, constantly looking for healing. This is about expansion. What if I told you you were great as you are? Let's figure what works about you and expand it, instead of being obsessed with healing yourself. The healing comes when you focus on what works about you. And that is a new fucking skill that we all need to work on. Because every school, every parent, every adult, as we were growing up, is like, what's the matter with you? Basically. But you're like, nothing. I'm a pure innocent child. But school basically tells you, no, you're not. You're fucking stupid. You're wrong. You're fat. You're too tall. You're not smart enough. And all of that stuff goes, I don't even want to touch myself with that, goes into the blueprint of who we are. And then who wants to spend the rest of your adult life fixing yourself? What if you were amazing and I could help you find out what's amazing about you? So that's what I do when I work with people. I use something new on Facebook. And that is, like, you can put a link. I don't know how that works. Maybe it'll work in a way that I'm not sure of. So I think that's it. That's all I want to say. I can repeat myself, but just look out for the training. It is another free thing, but I'm not there to just like sell you something. I'm there to give you the goods for free. And of course you can try to do it on your own, but it never works as good as having a mentor or a guide or a coach do it with you, especially moi. So I want to wish you a happy Friday. I thought I had my inner child cards here. I don't. I'm not going to go get them. It's the Friday Coven. I'll be back unless my needs are not being met, and then I won't. But I will see you. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday. Take good care. Take good care of yourself. Don't just run around looking to solve problems. Look about having joy, letting the joy come, and recognizing that when you have the joy, that is your inner child. When you feel that spark of life, that is your inner child, and really nurture them, because they will start fucking problems if you don't. All right, everyone. So I'm going to sign off of Facebook first. Now I'm talking like a preschool teacher. I'm going to sign off of Facebook first, and then I'm going to sign off of Instagram, and I will see you all somewhere else at some time soon.